Hello. Can someone confirm my audio and video? So you can simply type yes, or you can unmute yourself and say yes. Hello? I'm audible, right? Yeah. Can someone please confirm?
Yes, Prem.
Thank you. Thank you, Vikas. So we'll be starting in a minute, and for all of you, I have a video to play. So it should all start with fun. So I have a compilation of some of the memes which are on RPA domain. So let's do watch it for the next 1 minute. So here we go. This is amazing. When robots are doing our job, we are free and we'll enjoy our work. So let me see the audience, and for them, I'll play it once again. So it will consume just 1 more hour, or sorry, 1 more minute. Yep. So many people are ready to join. So meanwhile, we can have our introduction. Like some of you can say your name and the place where you work and the place you are coming from. Of course, I'll give my introduction as well, and not at the initial stages. Once we are 50% through, I'll give my introduction. Yeah. So I'll wait for 1 more minute, and I'll just move to running the clip once again, so that the new joiners will be enjoying that as well. And after that, I'll tell you why I have played that, why I'm playing the so-called memes. So anyone, they can simply type, what is their name? Of course, that will be visible. Where they're working and where are they from? Just company name, place, or the workplace. Because I know many people in this session. It's fine.
Yeah, hi Premchand. I think I can start.
Sure, Narendra, please go ahead.
I'm Narendra. I have cleared CA recently, and I got recruited by Infosys as a SAP consultant.
Super.
So my aim of attending this seminar is webinar is to learn how our field and robotics is connected. RPA is connected, and that's what I want to learn from you.
Sure, Narendra. Even in fact, I would like to recall the Google form answers that I got from you all people. Many of you have asked me two things. I mean, the majority is on two things. The first question is, what is RPA? That is asked by many people. And the second thing is the end-to-end in RPA. So in this session, I'm promising you that you'll be getting a clear visualization on what exactly is RPA. In fact, I have a demo for you that will be for 3 minutes where you'll be able to visualize. And the second ask is the end-to-end process. This is something which I can definitely promise you in my course, not in a few hour sessions like this. Well, So that's a good start, Narendra, and I'm sure you'll be getting that. So now it's time to just play a video for the new entrants so that we can start this session. So here we go. Just observe each and every meme and what is mentioned there. In fact, I'll tell you why I'm playing this. Here we go. Unnecessary process. Yes, RPA is there for us. And this is something which we can see in the next 2 years or 3 years, where we can see everywhere the boards working for us. Of course, this is fantastic, where boards are asking us, can you please check that option? Of course, yeah. I like this guy in the next meme. Yeah, this is the capture code that boards are asking to help us. And this is amazing. I would like to pause here. Your job cannot be taken by a robot if you are the one who are designing or coordinating with the robots. This is amazing, and this has motivated me, in fact, to pursue a career in RPA domain. I'll tell you how and why. Yeah, correct. The robots can't take my job, of course. If RPA is successfully implemented, this will be the situation. Yeah. So the reason why I'm showing these sort of compilation is that these are not just memes. These are something which are practical things which we can see live in our organizations when we have these RPA working for us. So these are just the facts once the robots are implemented very well within our organizations. So with that, let us start the discussion for our session. So welcome all of you. Being a Sunday where we are supposed to spend time with our families and friends and watch some stuff like movies or Netflix and all, we are here to learn something new and to upgrade ourselves. I truly admire your attitude towards learning, and it's going to be just 1 hour so that we'll be equally able to manage a Sunday with learning, fun, family, friends, movies, everything. So that's the way I'll plan a Sunday. So with that introduction, we'll be starting the session, and the session will be classified into 4 segments. The first thing which I'll be talking is why we need to upgrade ourselves. It's the most interesting thing to speak and to uh, 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 relate to our careers. And the next segment will be on what exactly is RPA. So you are telling a lot of times this robotic process automation. What exactly is this? How I'll be able to visualize? Yes, I'm going to cover that in the second segment. And the third segment is who am I? My count who? They never know. So I'll be talking about this particular point in the third segment. And the fourth and the final segment will be on what I have for you all. What is that I have done for the CA community, or for that matter, any people coming from the finance? What is that I have for them in this particular session, right? So these 4 aspects are something that we'll be covering. So again, one request from my side now, for the next maybe 55 minutes or 50 minutes, whatever. I want this. I mean, I request this session to be engaging and to be interactive. So whenever I ask some questions, I hardly ask questions, but if at all I ask, please give your comments by saying yes or no. If it is yes, just simply type Y. If it is no, you can simply type N. Okay. So can I test now? So how many of you are there? You can simply type yes. So how many of you are there to support me to, thank you, Srishti. Thank you, Manoj. Superb, superb, superb. Yeah. So now, superb. I think everyone replied, superb, superb. Yeah. So now just to get a pulse of the audience, I have 3 questions for you. So you can simply type yes or no. Yeah. So here goes the first question. How many of you have heard about this technology? So let me simply reframe it. When I say how many of you have heard, it means that how many of you are able to visualize this particular technology? It's not that you have heard somewhere. It's not that you might have overheard when some people are talking. It's not that way. How many of you are able to visualize in their minds when they hear RPA? So take a pause and you can reply in the chat. Manoj, no. Anand, no. Superb, superb, no issues. Rishabh, it's me means yes. Okay. Pravadan, yes. Narendra, no. Fine. Super. So this just helps me to get a pulse of the audience. And I promise you, by the end of this session, you will be able to, I mean, not by the end of 50% of the session, you will be able to visualize what exactly is RPA. That's my promise. So yeah, I think the answers are over. WhatsApp bots, you can say that as well, right? So I mean that is more related to chatbots. Perfect. I think yes, I'm not getting a full name. It's why. Okay, fine. So the next question goes this way: how many of you think that we'll be replaced by these bots in future? So I'll help more on this. If your answer is say in the next 1 to 2 years, you can simply type option A. If it is B, it's the next 3 to 5 years. So definitely one thing is sure that our jobs will be replaced by these bots. But what is the time frame? Next 1 to 2 years or more than 2 years? Like see, 1 to 2 years is option A. Superb. I think question was understood. Not possible, Srishti. I'll just answer you on that. Of course, Rishabh, it's already started. It's getting we are getting replaced now itself. And more than two is 100% sure shot. Like after next 2 years to 5 years, I mean 2023 to 25, we can see massive integration of these RPA in our operations. And of course, many big companies are already doing that. In fact, my company is one out of them. Yeah. So answer is yes, we are getting, our jobs are getting replaced by these bots anyhow. How and what activities are getting automated? I have something to discuss in the subsequent slides. The third question, and of course, the last question, how many of you have heard that CA or finance guys are being picked up for these jobs? Anything, any direct or indirect friends, he's a CA and you heard that they are getting into these projects. No, only IT people, very clear on dot. Srishti. Rishabh, no. Narendra, no. Superb, Srishti. You will be getting definitely once you acquire these skills. Superb. I think in fact all answers are no. But believe me, I'm the one who is a CA and CS, and I have handled this. I think IPA has is superb. Thank you. Yeah. So what I want to tell you here is that a lot of people, including myself or my friends who are my very near friends, have got the profiles in RPA and they are currently doing it as well. So that's where we are in. It's not that only technical people. This is something which is technical background. No, it's not that way. And it's like we will be functioning like a functional consultants, where we'll be driving the project and we'll not be designing these bots. Correct? So we'll not be designing that. We'll be acting as a functional consultants. At the last slide, I have close to 7 new roles that are emerging for chartered accountants like us. I'll be more discussing in that particular slide. Yeah. So with that introduction, I think I have got a clear understanding on the set of audience right here. And with that, we'll be starting the first of the question, which is why we need to upgrade ourselves. Yeah. So now comes the question to you all. So clearly observe the first image and the second image and tell me that is it same or is it totally different? So here is the first question. You can see a beautiful bridge, a long bridge, and the river is flowing under the bridge, and it's quite useful to the people. And here comes the second image where you can see a part of bridge is lying somewhere and the river is flowing across, not below the bridge. So are these two images same? Just any guess or any idea? You can simply type yes if it is same. If it is not same, no. Ramdeep, it's no. Different as circumstance changes. Chandani, fine, superb. Ayappa, no. Srishti is some very famous bit which got converted into this. Might be, I'm not sure. I'll tell you. So Narendra, no. Superb, superb. First one page. Yeah, Anand, I think you're right. I'll go with you. Super Srishti, I'll tell you the name. Yeah. So here we go. I'll be discussing the answer as well. Both are same. Both are same. Correct. So just to recall the history, this is called Honduras Bridge, which is constructed across the river called Chotalega somewhere in United States. Yeah. So what has happened is that initially when the bridge was constructed, it is doing its job perfectly. Like the bridge was constructed across the river and the water is flowing under that, and everyone is getting benefit out of this. And that's what the bridge is meant for. Correct. So what has happened is just within some years or months, whatever, something has happened in the external environment. Maybe someone told it's a hurricane or whatever. So due to that reason, what has happened is the water is no longer flowing under the bridge, which means that the river has changed its direction. Initially, it was flowing under the bridge. Now what it's doing is it just taken a turn, maybe extreme left, and it is flowing not under the bridge. It has just changed its path. So as a result, what has become is bridge has become useless. Bridge is no longer useful. Correct? So that is something which we can see here, right? Well, the same thing is happening with us in our professions. When we qualified, we have a lot of knowledge that we acquired from the books, a lot of things that we have acquired from the theoretical studies. But what is currently happening is industries or the current job roles are not expecting that particular skills. They want something else. They want the so-called problem-solving skills. They want the so-called project management skills whenever they are implementing these sort of RPA projects. They want us to be fitting to their requirements of doing the works, their requirement of doing a process. Correct? So let me tell you some of the examples. The way we do audit, whenever we study a lot on watching, or we study a lot on cutoff procedures or whatever, sampling, whatever. But here, if you see in the external environment, those are not relevant. Each company is having their own approach, their own automated approach in doing this audit, the digital audit, the I audit, the E audit, whatever name they tell. Correct? So it has changed the way we are supposed to do the things. Earlier, we used to take an invoice and read all the data and start entering into the system. Now that particular model is not at all available. So what is happening is simply scan an image, and the particular app is extracting all the information from the image, I mean, from the scanned copy of invoice, and it is able to enter into the system as well. So the way we analyze the things, the way we perform these audit samplings across the big data, everything got changed as a result of digitalization. So as a result, what is happening? We have become outdated. At many job roles, we are not even required. So what we are doing is we are bridging the gap between external environment with the ERP packages. Whenever we receive call from vendor, we start interacting with our ERP and we generate some sort of printouts, some ledger balances and send it to him. Correct? This is something which we'll be doing. But this process has already changed. A vendor can simply log into our ERP and can generate by himself. In the extreme situations, we have automated this particular process as well, where we'll be sending a scheduled ledger copies to the vendors directly. Why this is happening? This is due to the automation or the integrations that we have with our ERP packages. Correct? So with all these things, we have already become outdated. Now we need to get upskilled ourselves with the processes that are already automated in our companies, right? And here, to summarize the process, I mean, what is the river here? It's we or the process. Can I get some answer? I just want to relate this to us. So what is river? What is the bridge? So any guess? What is river and what is bridge? Can I say bridge is us, the river is the process? Superb.
Yes, bridge
Correct,
is
Anand.
we are the bridge,
Correct.
and
Exactly, guys. So the process itself has changed. We are no longer doing, or we are no longer need to imagine the process, what we have learned in our academics. It's not running that way currently. Correct? So this is the metaphor which used to tell us that the reason or the need for we professionals need to upgrade ourselves with the changes in external environment, or else we'll be becoming a bridge like this, and we soon get out of our jobs, and we can see the robots or the process automations taking over our jobs. Yeah. Well, so with that, I would like to conclude the first segment, which is on why we need to upgrade. So it's not even applicable to RPA. It's with every automation, every change in process flow as well, right? So whenever there is a change, it's absolutely required that we need to get accustomed to that particular change. Well, so we need to build ourselves not to lose but to lost ever. Correct? So with that introduction, I would like to stress more on the need to upgrade ourselves. So now, what are those technologies that we need to get updated ourselves? We have very clearly understood the need for getting updated, but what are those technologies that we need to know? Well, here comes the answer, which I would call it as ABCD of digital. We have heard about normal ABCDs, A for apple, P for Paul, or whatever, but those are no longer applicable at our age, at our professions. So we have these modern ABCDs, which are called A for automation, B for blockchain, C for cryptocurrencies, and D for data analytics and decentralized finance. So it's not that you need to have in-depth analysis on these technical topics. No, since you are a functional consultants, whenever these projects are implemented in our companies, a fair understanding on each concept in your simple and easy terms is fair enough. Well, so that's the thing. And you can see the first comes automation. Whenever you think of any other technology, no, it's not that particular technology mandatory. Automation is something which is mandatory, which will be used for other technology to have a base. Well, let me connect this, whatever I have said. Say, for example, a company wants to implement blockchain, or a company wants to launch its own cryptocurrency, or a company wants to do in-depth data analytics or whatever. But what is the base for all this to act is the automation. The process should get automated. Then only the results that we get or the other technologies will have a solid base to act upon. If something is manual, there is no point in implementing the other technologies, because you cannot trust a human to do to give the accurate information. Correct. So we need to fill that particular gap of manual intervention. Then you can build a base for all the other technologies to act upon. So with that, I would like to reiterate the importance of automation in this particular digitalization journey. Well, yeah. So Srishti, I'll explain. I mean, in this session, I'll explain more on automation, and at the end, I'll discuss on these other technologies as well. Well, thank you for the ask. Yeah. So just to conclude, I mean, just to add more on this, on why we need to upgrade, we are currently in Industry 4.0 era, which is started in the late 2000s. So these are just the technologies that we need to know, so that we'll be getting an edge compared to our peers. And talking about what exactly is Industry 4.0, here comes the definition. It's nothing but intelligent networking of machines and processes for industry workflows with the help of information and communication technology. So what is so important here in Industry 4.0? I'll tell in two sentences or the two words. The important word is intelligent and networking. Networking is something which we already have, the integration, but what is something which is adding on is intelligence, which means that two machines can talk itself, two machines can interact with it itself by using their own artificial intelligence. This is the very essence of these Industry 4.0 technologies. Well, so here we can see, I'll just run through these particular technologies of the technical aspects, which is called cybersecurity, cloud computing, which we have learned somewhere in our ISCA, mobile technologies, machine-to-machine communicating, which is M2M, the so-called 3D printing, advanced robotics, big data, Internet of Things. This is something I can relate to my Alexa or the smart bulb or the smart AC. Correct? RFID technologies, where we can scan some things and get every information on that particular product. Correct? Or simply QR code or kind of RFID tag. Cognitive computing. This is very, very, very important term. Cognitive term computing means that a computer will be able to learn the way how we are able to learn, the way how we are grabbing the knowledge and experience. Which it means that it's an extreme application of artificial intelligence. Yeah, just to add to Srishti's question, what is big data? It's nothing but a big set of data where you can do all sort of correlations and regressions and establish the trends which you can observe from the big data. So let me take it with a practical example. Imagine you have purchase data, purchase ledger, okay? And you have a lot of columns there, invoice number, supplier, quotations taken, a lot of details. What is the product, the last price, what is the average price, what is the variation from the average price versus current procurement. So everything we have in Excel. And this is available for the last, say, 10 years. And this exact set is called big data, where you have a lot of data sets, a lot of data columns, a lot of information to analyze. Well, so that is called a big data. Isn't that Google? No, it's not Google. Google is something which is a search engine and all. Big data is nothing but a huge data set on a particular topic. So in my example, I have taken P2P. Well, so these are some of the technologies which are in Industry 4.0, where we need to just understand a bit in our simple understanding. Well, so with that, I'll take to some of these statistics. Well, I'll not take much time. So here comes the first report, which says that 50% of Indian firms are ready to deploy intelligent automation by 2024. which means that in the next 4 years, we can see more than 50% of the Indian companies. I'm stressing Indian companies. It's not the world companies. This article limits itself to Indian companies, and you can see 50% adoption on RPA. Well, so here we go. I'll just read out the summary of this. So this is something which is surveyed by Automation Anywhere, which says that 57% of the organizations in India are investing in RPA and intelligent automation. And why this is happening? It's all due to COVID. Well, and let us see other statistics as well. 21% are investing in big data analytics, which is B as per my ABCD. 7% are in machine learning, and 15% are in other technologies, which are blockchain and cryptocurrencies. So you can see the impact or the need for automation and the percentage of companies that are focusing on automation, which is 57%. I can give you the sample as well. This is the result from 1,600 companies in India. So out of 1,600 companies, roughly 900 plus companies are focusing on RPA. So that's the essence, that's the importance RPA has in this pandemic, or whatever you can say. I think it's a pandemic that has driven all the companies to implement RPA. Well, so with that, let me go to the second article as well, which is COVID responsive measures. So this is something from World Economic Forum, where we can go to 16th or 14th page. 1 minute. Yeah, it's a 14th page. Yeah. So what is that? This report speaks out is this particular agency, which is called a Future of Jobs Survey, which is from World Economic Forum. They have interrogated some of the companies on what is that you are going to take as a plan to come out of this pandemic scenario. So these are the answers, where you can see that 84% of the companies have voted for accelerating the digitalization of work processes, which is using of digital tools, using of some sort of process automation in the existing workflows. You can see the percentage, which is 84. And the next best alternative that they have chosen is to work remotely. Anyway, that is there. So let's not bring it to RPA. So, and the next thing is acceleration of automation of tasks. Again, something related to robotic process automations. And the next thing is accelerating the digitalization of upskilling the workforces. I mean, they want to upskill their workforce on this technology areas. They want to reskill their employees. So you can see, if you see more, the first 5, they are into the range of 85% to 35%. 35 to 85% of the ideas or the plan is on automation of processes. So that's the essence, or that's the importance of RPA in this pandemic domain. Well, so now the last thing I would like to speak on the emerging technologies. So trust me, these are something scary. I don't want to talk more, and add interesting topics as well. The first thing is called Neuralink, which is something Elon Musk is actively working on it. So using this technology, chips will be implanted into the brains. So currently, this particular testing is done on animals, monkeys and pigs, and they are able to interact with the computers. In fact, I have shared a video on LinkedIn as well, I think yesterday at 10 o'clock, where you can see that a monkey is able to play the game in the computer using its own mind. So this is something which Elon Musk is working. And the biohacking, which means that we can change our abilities. If I want to have a six-pack, or if I want to have a computational power, or even the physical strength I want to have, I can definitely do that with the help of this technology by changing some of my maybe DNA structures and all. And the next comes bio microchip, where I can pay to my retail outlets with my hand. So there will be a chip installed here. I can simply wave my hand, payment will be done. No need of mobile, no need of debit card, no need of any OTPs, no need of UPS and all. I can simply wave my hand, payment will be done. Don't worry, I'll share this particular video, which is for 10 minutes. I'll share with you all over the registered emails after the end of the session. And the next comes nanobots, where few micro robots will be implanted into our body, which will fight against cancer cells. And the next comes designer babies, where if you want to have a baby who looks exactly the same way I look, with the exact intelligence, with the exact physical capabilities, I can do that with designer babies. So why I'm referring to all this, I'm here to talk about RPA in finance, but why I'm referring to all this is that technology can do anything. What we're doing in our companies is the rule-based, simply the rule-based. What is said in that company site, what is said in that IT section, income tax, what is said as per Indian is only that we are applying into our works. This is something which I would say as a rule-based, a routine, a rule-based a redundant process as well, or repetitive is the right term to use. So if that impossible things are getting automated, if that impossible things are getting implemented by using these technologies, why not these particular repeated tasks? So just to correlate, I just taken the help of these particular technologies. And the RPA's presence in finance is more than 95%. More than 95% of our actions or the activities in audit, tax, or even finance, compliance, whatever, are prone to get automated in the next 5 years. So all we need to do is be prepared for the uncertain future. Well, so that's all about why we need to upgrade ourselves. Of course, I have taken much time, but it's totally worth, I feel, and that provides the basics for us to understand where are we and why we need to update. Well, so here comes the next question. What the next segment and the most important thing? What is RPA? So get ready, folks. What is something you are expecting in this session? You'll be getting delivered in the next 15 minutes. Well, so are you in line with me? Say yes, or is it something going beyond our heads? Thank you, Srishti. Exactly, Praveen. Thank you, Narendra. Thank you all. Thank you. Well, so heading to the next and the most important and the core aspect, what exactly is RPA? So as I told, by after the next 10 minutes, you'll be able to visualize. It's not that you'll be able to understand. You'll be able to visualize. So first thing, what is RPA? Let us see in a very simple and general terms. Well, so what is RPA is the process of automating business operations with the help of robots to reduce human intervention. Simple, that's it. That is RPA. So process of automating operations with the help of robots, of course, that will reduce human intervention. That is called RPA. Well, so let us drill down these particular terms, which is robotic process automation. So let us see each individually and let us try to visualize something. Well, so what is robotic? Robotic are the things that can copy human actions. Correct? Just imagine Chitti the robot. So what it has done in the movie, it just acted the same way we do. It just spoken the same way we do, with all the skills, singing, music, dance, whatever. Correct? So robots are nothing but the entities or the objects that can copy human actions. Fine. The next thing is process. Sir, don't speak on this. We already know. Of course, this is something which we know. Process is nothing but a sequence of steps leading to a meaningful activity. Correct? And what is automation? It's the process if it is done by robot without human intervention. So this is also something which we know. Automation is nothing but if something is getting acted on itself, it's automated. Correct? Well, so now let us try to bridge all these things and let's try to visualize how a robot is working in finance and accounts activities. Well, so just close your eyes and just try to visualize the things that we have learned till now. So we have just imagined Chitti the robot and it's able to do that works just like the way we do. And it is being carrying the finance and accounts activities. Nothing but it is simply executing our work the way we do. Correct? That is something which we need to visualize at this particular slide. Well, let's move to the next one. I think that will be more on technical. Yeah. So I think just to revisualize. So close your eyes and imagine a robot sitting in front of your computer on a fine day, maybe the next Monday. You're also going to the office, and when you go to the office and to your chair, you can see that a robot is already sitting in your chair, just like me. I mean, just like my chair, sitting. And here is a desktop in front of you, and robot is operating that. And what it is doing, it is opening the SAP or whatever ERP that you are using currently in your organizations, and it is opening its Gmail, which is our mail, and it is seeing the mails that it has received over the weekends. Maybe some mails are there from the vendor. Some mails are there from the customers, something from your boss, something from your subordinate, whatever. So it is slowly opening that mails, reading it, and acting on it. Okay. So this is something which we need to visualize. And it is pressing the same way as I press my keys, and it's moving my mouse the same way I do. See how I'm moving, the same way how I'm scrolling, the same way how I'm typing, the same it is doing, man, the same way. Correct? So that is called robotic process automation. So just to conclude, they are the virtual business assistants. Just let's modify our visualization As of now, we just imagine Chitti the robot. Now let's not take Chitti the robot into action. Let's visualize. It's a soft robot. When we say it's RPA, it's a soft robot, not a physical or a hard robot. It's a soft robot that are working with us without actually sitting next to us. And they are interacting with our ERPs, our Chrome, our Firefox, or whatever browser, the same way we do. And they are operating around the clock, non-stop, much faster with 100% reliability and precision. So this is called RPA. So how many of you are able to visualize? And of course, in the next slide, I have a demo. No need to worry. If you are able to visualize up to this extent, it will be a great thing. If you're not able to, no issues at all. We have a video to see all these things in action. So can I get some response? Yes, no, or superb, Srishti, superb. I'll show you the demo in the next 30 seconds. Narendra, yes. Sanchityan, yes, thank you. Superb, Ayappa, I'll be showing the demo. So can I get some more responses? Yes, no, or whatever. Manoj, yes, superb. Anand, yes, thank you, thank you. Superb, superb, yeah. So with that visualization, which we got theoretically, let's move to the demo. So I'll be playing the demo, which is for say 3 minutes. And in these 3 minutes, what you are going to see is something I'll be explaining to set the context. Yeah. I think it's time to share the system audio. Share computer sound. Yeah. So just confirm once you're able to hear this sound as well.
This video will show you how
able to hear the system sounds, no? Yeah, thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah. So in this video, we'll be seeing a invoice booking. So just to set the context, on a fine day, you have received some 3 invoices from the vendor. Okay, vendor A, vendor B, vendor C, and they have sent you some PDF copies over the mail. Okay, fine. Now what you need to do is you need to just go through the invoices, just verify the contents, verify the tax rates, verify the item codes, and if everything is fine, what you will do? You will open your ERP, you will log in, you will go to that invoice booking module, you will start entering the data, and you will book the invoice, book the liability, correct? Okay, this is the plain process. Now, if you identify some of these, what I can say, discrepancies, like the invoice number is not having some signature, some tax rate, some discount portion, whatever, something is not actually present in the invoice, and what you will do, you will communicate with your boss, maybe the procurement head or sales team, or you will directly call to a vendor and say that so and so has been missing. Correct? This is the manual approach. Now let us see all these things carried by a robot. Well, so here we go. Observe here.
a UiPath streamlines an invoice process end to end. You are about to see a robot performing the following activities: monitoring a dedicated folder where invoices are saved in PDF format, reading invoices from that folder one by one, extracting key information from the invoices, opening SAP, filling in invoice details in SAP, sending email notifications. Please note that the robot will do some activities in the background, such as most of the invoice-related actions, monitoring a folder or checking its email address. Now let's see it working. Right now, it's monitoring a folder where 3 invoices are stored and collecting all the information needed so it can register them one by one. It then asks the tester to introduce the email address where the posting notification will be sent, and also performs basic checks to see if the SAP is open and runs it on its own if not. Logging into SAP using its credentials, it then starts processing the invoices one by one. We can see it filling in data such as vendor code, invoice date, invoice number, invoice amount, invoice description, and GL account, and ends up by filling the payment term. Following that, it registers the remaining 2 invoices in the assigned company code. An email containing the SAP registration number is sent automatically by the robot after successfully registering each invoice. Checking in the background, the robot verifies whether the VAT on the invoice matches the one in our database, and if so, will post it automatically. Otherwise, it will park it and send a dedicated email to the responsible person highlighting this difference and asking what to do. Post the invoice or to cancel it and send it back to the vendor. All the invoice's details are visible in the email it sends, so let's reply with yes to the message for an invoice with a VAT difference. Finally, it will check its email address in the background, access SAP using the appropriate transaction code, and post the invoice. And that's it. The robot has successfully posted the 3 invoices in SAP. Do you
So guys, did you get it? Yes, no? Amazing. Any doubts? Any doubts on this? Superb, superb. I can see many yes. Right, Narendra? Anyone? Superb, Shishti. So that's the way RPA will work. It can interact with any kind of operating system, any kind of application, any ERP package, even with the Citrus environment, which is a virtual desktop, virtual connections. Every environment RPA can interact with, and using these concepts of optical character recognition, it is able to read the invoice, it is able to extract the relevant fields, it is able to open the SAP just like the way we do, enter all the login information, and go to that, navigate to that invoice booking module, and start entering the information. If in this process, if any discrepancy, what it is doing, it's just sending a mail to the concerned authority to guide what to do. Well, so what will we do then? This is the excellent question. And I have shown you very, very basic video. There is nothing called artificial intelligence in this particular video. It's just a rule-based activity that it is called. Even I can show you some more demos as well, but right now it's not the time. It's not the right time to show you. Where I have shown in my classes, where you can see that a robot is able to use its artificial intelligence and able to calculate the percentage of insurance claim by seeing the accident pictures. So that's the level of automation that we have when we talk about hyper automation or cognitive automation, or I can say intelligent robotic process automation. Well, so what we need to do now is something I have covered in the last slide as it were. So we have certainly new roles that are dedicated for finance professionals like us. I'll be speaking more on that. Yeah. So with that, we have completed our 50% of our session, which is on what exactly is RPA and why we need to upgrade ourselves. So since we have a better understanding or a better visualization, now let's quickly list down the features. So when we heard about what is RPA, we need to imagine it's a soft robot like the one which we have seen. It can work across various applications. Yes, similar to Excel macros. Sir, you were telling similar to Excel macros. What extent it is matching? Well, let me sort out the difference. Excel macro can work only within the Excel. It cannot open the applications, it cannot type, it cannot log into other applications and all, but it can help you to visualize how the RPA will be. Well, so to have just a linkage, we have mentioned it's similar to Excel macros, but Excel macros is at this level, RPA is at this level. So that's a narrow versus wider concept. Well, and yeah, fourth one, it's flexible to respond to the changes in business processes. So what is this? Okay. So say tomorrow your banking website has changed. The login button, which is on the right hand side, it is on left hand side. So whether the RPA will be able to identify such a change, yes or no? So you got the question right. I have configured a robot which will log into my SBI internet banking and will process the payments. Now on one finder, what has happened? SBI has made an update. So the login option which is available on the right side, it is on the left side. So your answer, your guess, yes, yes, yes. Of course it can do, or else there is no point in investing in my RPA project, so and so amounts, correct? So it will be able to do using the concepts called anchors. Well, that's all technical, but yes, it will be able to do it. And the next thing, it is more dynamic when compared to macros. This is something I have already spoken. Easily configurable. How to justify this? Do you remember in the video they have shown a run button on the top, and you can see some flow charts in the design in the screen? Able to remember? Srishti, I'll tell you what is the difference between AI. Definitely, yeah. Soon after this slide. Yeah. So it's easily configurable. It's not that you need to run programming language or codes or big codes. Nothing. It's just a drag and drop. Well, so it's that way easily configurable, and we can see no code RPAs as well. It will be simply like Excel. The way you are designing the Excel or you are interacting with the Excel, the same way you can interact with these RPA platforms and build up your own codes. Well, and the next thing is less costly than full-time employee. Of course, this depends on the costing aspect is something which is dependent on process to process. Well, so there ends what exactly is RPA. A brief demo on which will help us in visualization, and these are the characteristics or the features of these bots. Just to add to this question, what is that artificial intelligence? Well, so if you see any process which is a rule based, there is no artificial intelligence there. It's all rule based. If and then statements. If there is a difference in that, follow this action, which is sending a notification to the authority. If he says yes, book the invoice. If he says no, don't book the invoice, send a mail to the vendor. Okay, so this is called process automation, nothing to do with artificial intelligence, because the computer or the bot is not using its intelligence. It's just the triggering points. If yes, then do this. If yes, then do this. If no, do this. That's it. No intelligence, nothing in the video that we have seen. Whereas if you see the other video which I am referring to, where a bot will be able to see the images, accident pictures from all angles. Okay, imagine that a car has met with an accident and the pictures are uploaded by the owner of the car to claim the insurance. Now in the back end, instead of insurance agent like me sitting in the computer, there is a bot which is acting on that particular claim. So what this bot is doing is it is referring to all the images and it is arriving at the percentage of claim. There, the bot is using its intelligence to judge something. Able to grab the difference? So it all depends on the use case. For our finance and accounts activities like this, which I have shown in P2P, normal automation is enough. Well, there's nothing to refer to artificial intelligence. Yeah. So next question. Macros are same than like RPA as you mentioned. Can you please repeat by RPA or macros? Fine. So it's the very simple to understand as well. Macros can work only within Excel. Correct? I can automate something within Excel. Maybe I can merge two sheets. I can do some VLOOKUPs automatically. I can arrive at some sort of formulas automatically. So everything I'm doing within Microsoft Excel application. I'm not going into outside Excel, correct? In that macros. Whereas if you see RPA, bot is able to interact with any application. SAP, Google Chrome, Internet Explorer, SBI net banking website, whatever. So that's the basic difference between macros and RPA. Okay, got it? Yeah, correct. Integration with other programs is less flexible in macros. Hardly you can interact with Google Chrome. That too, if your macro code is so robust, or else you cannot do anything with macros. Well, so that's the scope which macros are having. So when we do audit, we generally fix responsibility on a particular employee. What is the case with RPA? Well, here also we will be fixing the responsibility on a person who is maintaining these particular robots. You see, no, yes or no. Yes is the command which is given by the person or the authority who is authorized to do that. Correct? And moreover, if it is RPA, your audit trail will be easy because you will not be able to see any error or any missed data entry into the ERP systems. So as a result, your data will be easy. Your data is foolproof when we use these bots to do the activities. Yeah. So manipulations will still be there. It depends on the use case. I can say 99% these will be eliminated. But if at all there is a control with someone who can manipulate this, like the super admin access, chances are there. Correct? So it all depends on the case to case. Yeah. Well, I think I'll continue this session. So Well, these are the benefits which we can get from RPA, which is cost savings, return on investment, accurate in work, reduce cycle time. Of course, job satisfaction will be high. Low technical barriers, which means that it's a technical term. Again, it's like we don't require to install so and so server, so and so operating softwares and all. Nothing. It can very well work with the existing resources or the existing ERP packages that we have in our companies. Well, it's a competitive advantage, definitely yes. Consistent work and results cause the bots will work 24/7, and you can meet all your compliance deadlines and all. And interaction with existing IT resources, yeah, you don't need to really spend more on the infrastructure and other softwares. Better security, of course, yes. You can trust these robots because they will not share any information to other, or even you can trust them. I think I'll mute.
मैं क्यों मुश्किल कर दी?
Sure. Sorry. Yeah, better security, of course, better work-life balance, and many more. So this is all about what is RPA. So I think we have 15 minutes. So let me quickly tell you who am I. I think we are all, I think this is something which you people will be expecting at the start, but intentionally I have kept it the third segment. Yeah, well, I'm a CA and company secretary as well, and more like I'm more interested towards this technology and finance, which is fintech industry, where I'll be predominantly dealing with this RPA and blockchain. Well, I'm a project manager for RPA implementation in a company in Bahrain, which is Almoid International Group, where I have automated close to 6 processes over a span of 1 year. In fact, I'll show you one of my achievements which I have done in my previous company. And yes, of course, I'm a blockchain instructor together with my friend and mentor who is Aishwarya Gupta. We have thought about more than 9 batches on this blockchain and DeFi. Yeah. And I love to write more blogs on these technology aspects, where you can see that I have posted more than 170 plus industry use cases on blockchain, and that includes RPA as well. And this is my website. Whenever you find time, you can just visit that particular website and go to blog. Well, you can see all my blogs listed there. And previously, I worked in this is the starting point of my career, which is from last year in Group, where I worked as internal auditor in Chennai. And yes, I would love to be called as a fintech. Well, I'll show now one of my achievements which I have in this RPA domain. Well, so this is for you all. So this is the thing. So this is the company which I worked in Bahrain, where I was the project manager for implementing these RPA in finance and accounts activities. So this is something which is in Gulf Daily newspaper, which is like the international newspaper, which is spread across the 6 Gulf countries. So this is the article which they have mentioned about our company and the process that we are taking. And you can see this is me representing the finance and accounts team. And she is representing the IT resources, IT support. And these two people are the designers actually. So why I'm introducing my team is that you will be able to understand what is your role. So assume that this is the RPA project team, okay, which is backed by my CFO and my CTO, who is the Chief Technology Officer. And this project is closely monitored by these business heads. And the team consists of 1 from finance, 1 from IT, 2 from designers. Well, so this is the role that this is the support that we need to do from a RPA project, where I'll be shortlisting the activities that can be automated, where I'll be brainstorming on how the process can be re-engineered so that bots will be able to carry that. Well, so this is the role that we'll be supporting whenever our company is implementing RPA. And the reason why I was picked in this particular project as a project manager is I'm the one who is able to talk a lot whenever I heard that my company is starting RPA. So one fine day, my CFO told to all that our company is going to implement RPA. So till that particular time, I know only the basics, but my peers who are finance managers who are much in the other positions more than beyond me, they don't know about this particular project. They don't know this particular term, which is RPA. Since I'm the one who is able to speak or able to spread awareness to other staffs, within a single day, I got a mail that, Prem, you are the project manager for this project. So you can expect a similar things in your companies as well. So once you are ready with all the skills or the knowledge that you have in RPA, whenever your companies are implementing, of course, you will be the one who will be leading this, representing the team from finance and accounts side. Well, So that is all something which I can say as a role that we can have in the RPA domain. So now let me quickly go through what is that I have for you all in this particular uh, meet. I think I have a chart as well. Yeah, it's sorry, it's my name is Premchand Kasi. Since I haven't changed in the Zoom profile, it's just doing my friend's name. Well, so guys, this is something which I have for you all. Since I have worked there for 1 year to drive this RPA project as a project manager, with the knowledge that I have gained, I have created a course for all the finance professionals like CAs, CMAs, company secretaries, even from a BCom graduates who are of functional consultants for this RPA. Using all my experience, I have curated a 4 hours class or a session, you can say. So I'll quickly go through what is that I have delivered in this session. And this particular session will be segmented into 3 segments. First thing is the course, where you can see all the videos. I'll explain each in detail. Second segment will be on an assessment, where if you are after finishing your course, you will be given a 30 marks. I think it's 25. Yeah, 25 questions will be there where you need to answer, and 70% is the pass mark. If you are able to qualify that, I'll be certifying you with the certificate. And this is the third segment where I'll be posting the updates that are happening in the RPA domain. So this is purely optional once you complete the course, to provide you with the continuous inputs, to provide you with update with the industry use cases. I'll be recording the videos and I'll be uploading in this segment. Now let us see what is there for us in the course. Well, so my first promise is delivered on what exactly is RPA. Now here comes my second promise, which is on end-to-end RPA concepts. Well, so here we have 28 videos. Yeah, so live project, I'll tell you, Srishti, definitely yes, I wish to give you, I'll discuss at the end. Yeah, so here goes the first video where I'll be giving a brief introduction on why we need to upgrade ourselves, which is on introduction to RPA, and how you can contact me, okay, and how you can suggest me for the possible inputs. And from here, the concept starts. What is RPA in simple terms? How the robots will work. Like I'll give you a demo as well. And next question is why RPA is required. And this is something I'll be answering in the course with respect to 3 angles. From the angle of employee like us, from the view of companies, from the view of external environments. So what are the forces that will make us to upskill ourselves, that will make our companies to implement RPA is something I have discussed here. Next, benefits of implementing RPA. How to select a process of RPA. This is very, very important. And this is where our knowledge will be used. It's not that implement RPA, everything will be on your hands. Every profits will be on your hands. No, it doesn't go that way. If you need to be extremely careful while shortlisting a process for RPA. It's not easy, friends. I mean, from my functional perspective, we can see that, oh, it's so simple. Okay, once you automate, everything will be easy. Employees will be very happy. It doesn't go that way. All you need to have is extreme project management skills, extreme thinking out of the box skills, where you will be able to shortlist the activity that you can automate. Well, so there are close to 10 thumb rules which you need to follow when you suggest that this is something which we can automate. This process is something which we can think of automating. Well, so all the thumb rules I have discussed there. The next and the most important thing, misconceptions about RPA. We might have more ideas about RPA, but out of them, something can be limitations, something can be possibilities. So what are the misconceptions? What are the myths are something I have discussed in this video. And most important, what are the challenges that you will encounter when you are starting RPA in your organizations? Remember, all these skills are extremely important to drive the project. If you are the person who knows ABCD of RPA, how to choose, what are the misconceptions, what are something robots can do, what are something they cannot do, you will be able to drive the project with all accurate and driving with the outcome point of view. It's not that simply you are walking in that RPA journey. You will be leading that particular RPA journey just like the way I did in my company. Well, next, 3 golden rules of RPA, what it can do, what it cannot do. And yes, this is, you can see the video length as well, 16 minutes, where I'll be speaking about a complete RPA journey in my organization. I have shared my experience, what are the roadblocks that I have come across, what are the suggestions I have given them so that that particular activity was automated. Well, and the next thing, and the most important thing, which many of you might be waiting, What are the use cases in these domains? Finance, HR, audit, taxation. I have given in each of these segment maybe 8 to 10 scenarios or the activities that can be automated in this finance. Same with HR, same with audit, same with taxation. Right? And now again, technical knowledge that we require. What are the types of bots? Is it attended, unattended, or the hybrid? What are the automation models? There are 6 automation models that we need to know about so that we can interact or implement in our organizations. So just to tell you, in the video we have seen now, it has sent a mail to the human, correct? And it just started acting based on the command it received from the human, which is the authority, correct? So that is one automation model which is called human in the loop. Robo will start, human will come into picture. Based on the human, robo will again start working. So this is called human in the loop automation model. So like this, there are other 5 models to know about. So that all will be discussed here. So sir, why I need to learn this? Because it's not that easy to shortlist an activity. Once you shortlist the activity, you will also tell the automation model that we can implement there. Correct? So due to that, we need to know about these 6 automation models so that you will be able to identify the process. You will be able to suggest the model to get the bot into action. Well, and here comes much more technical details. I think Sriti has already asked. What exactly is artificial intelligence? What exactly is machine learning? How those two are related to RPA? Well, the next thing is hyper automation. What is it? It's the strategic technology of 2020, which means that robots will be able to think and act itself. It will be able to execute its intelligence, like the incidence claim I told. So that is nothing but hyper automation. And again, to understand hyper automation very well, I have given 2 demo videos as well, where you will be seeing demo will be playing in the backend, and I'll be explaining it parallelly. Well, so here you can see purchase order booking and insurance claims processing as well. Well, and the next thing is RPA as a service. Remember this? Many of us might have heard in IPCC. What is this? Software as a service, platform as a service. Like that, we have RPA as a service as well. This is something which is truly emerging, where you will be deploying all the bots on cloud. Well, so that is called RPA as a service. And the next comes, what are the RPA tools that are available in the market? You might have heard UiPath, Automation Anywhere, Blue Prism, etc., etc. So here I have given a comparison on these 3 different vendors. And also I have explained clearly what are the new roles that are open for finance professionals in this RPA domain. There is a dedicated video on that as well. And just to conclude, I have spoken 3 minutes, each concept 3 minutes on these technologies. What is OCR? What is computer vision? What is screen scrapping? What is called proof of concept? What is called orchestration? These are the 5 terminologies that you need to know so that your RPA knowledge or your RPA understanding will be complete. Just to recollect, in the example, invoice has been automatically read now. So that is being done using the concept called OCR, optical character recognition. And remember the example I told you, insurance claims. There, what is able is viewing the pictures of the accident images. How it is doing? Computer vision. Well, so these are the technologies that we need to know so that we can suggest to our designers. I used to suggest them whenever we encounter a roadblock in this RPA. I used to point out these technologies and say that why not we can use this technology? Then problem is solved. They'll be able to explore and they'll be coming out with the result. So here our role is so important that we'll be acting as a functional consultant by driving the project. Well, the next technologies are called natural language processing, which is nothing but Alexa. Sorry. Yeah. So it is able to identify my natural language, no? So it's activated. Yeah. So it's the concept called, it is through this concept called NLP, the devices are able to understand our English. We are not talking in machine language. We are just talking in English, Hindi, and these devices are able to understand. And this is called natural language processing. And the next comes deep learning, Internet of Things, APIs, application programming interfaces. I'm not going to discuss now. It will be very heavy. Just I'm pointing out these are the technologies that I have covered in my course. Okay. So this is all I have curated for all of you by putting 80 days of my time. It's not that easy. I need to edit. I need to prepare the content. I need to, what I can say, take all these videos. It just took me 140 videos I have taken. Out of that, I have shortlisted, erased everything, and count is 29 videos. So this is something which I have prepared for only for finance professionals like us. Why? The reason is that we don't have any dedicated resources or the support from our institute or any other platform. We have a lot of courses in other platforms, but those are for designers. Those are not meant for chartered accountants like us. Those are not meant for functional consultants like us. Correct? So with that intention, and if you see the content of this course, I bet you can not get all this covered in one course. You can see challenges, myths, how to select, what are the benefits, complete automation journey, use cases in finance, HR, audit, taxation. I can say, I mean, with some stars, definitely I accept that. With some conditions, I can say that this is something which you can find only here. I'm not sure whether someone is providing. I can say that no one is providing, but with certain conditions. Yeah. So what is that I'm offering is, I just want to collect, charge very less fee. It's not even 1,000. You will be getting a 10% discount if you register now, which is 900 rupees only. And yes, this course is certified as well. I'll be giving a certificate which will be coming from my name. And let me also tell you what are the unique features that I have given in my website. So here you can see the course is certified, that you already know. I have already told you, and you can directly reach me by clicking this particular button. So you can directly message me by using WhatsApp. Click here. Yeah, you can see the introduction video. It's totally fine. And this is the best thing I have done. I have created a group which is called RPA for CA, which is where you can see all the learners of this particular course. And I'll be sharing all the at least one resource each day, one article on RPA each day, one video, at least either of these I'll be sharing. And I'm available to clear the doubts 24%. What you need to do is either you ask me in WhatsApp, but I prefer you to do it in Telegram, so that all the people who are in that group will be able to understand the doubt as well as the answer. So that is all for today's discussion. I think we are at the right time. So if you want to subscribe, I'll just send this particular link in the chat session, and I'll be waiting for the next 5 to 10 minutes. So please decide and you can start learning your automation journey. Yeah, so meanwhile, I'll take the questions as well. So guys, I think I forgot to tell you the code. So once you start buying this course, please use this course. Sorry, code. Yeah, sorry, Shishti, I forgot. So the live project, what I'm planning is, I will give you how to automate BRS, bank reconciliation statement. Well, it's not that easy. So what is that I'm expecting is that please list down how we are manually doing the BRS now, and also imagine how that can be automated. I'll not tell more now. If I tell that will be the answers, I'll not tell the answer. So the task, this is something which I'll be giving after you complete this particular course. Come to me, I'll put it in the Telegram. The topic is BRS. That is tricky. Of course, no. Once you clear this course, once you go through all these things, you'll be able to visualize. And regarding the BRS, I have done it for 7 international banks with 150 bank accounts. I think I have told you the company which I worked in Bahrain is having 22 business segments. It's more like a Reliance in India. It's Almoid International Group. I think you can. Yeah, it's Almoid International Group. You can simply type and you can see there are 22 divisions. Yeah. Is there any standards for RPA recognized internationally? If I'm not getting the question, what do you mean by standards? Any certifications you mean to say? And you can explain me, and I'll take the next question. How can we approach the organizations after doing the course for freshers? Of course, sorry, I missed to answer. As promised in the LinkedIn, I'll answer these questions as well. So it's basically like 2 things. I have seen some of the companies like Ford, or I can say some of the companies in Mumbai, they are expressly mentioning on the job description. Maybe you can see on the 3rd point or 4th point that CA should have a knowledge on RPA and should be able to drive the RPA implementation. So there are situations where people are directly asking for these skills. Some companies, what they are doing is they are not hiring any new chartered accountants. They'll simply communicate with their employees. So team, from tomorrow or maybe the next week, we are going to initiate this RPA discussion, and depending on your interest, you can drive the project. So If you are in that team already, definitely yes, you will be the project lead or the subject matter expert who will be driving the project. So things goes that way. If you are lucky enough, you will see the companies directly posting it on the job description. Or if you are already working in a company, if that company starts, you will be getting a chance. How to search? Yes, it's RPA, robotic process automation, and put the filter as CS. Of course, you may not find many job profiles for the time being, but it's happening internally. It's like no company is going to hire a CA only for RPA. You're getting my point? They'll even my company, my Bahrain company also hired me as a finance manager, but I have not done finance there. It's hardly 5% is the work I have done as a finance manager. 95% is on RPA. When they are hiring, they will not tell me or to you as well. When these type of discussions pop up in the organizations, and since you have all the skills, you will be assigned that particular project. Well, yeah, you can search meanwhile, but if you find any, it will be good, or else things go this way. Yeah, duration, Manos, it's a very good question. It's basically 4 hours. You can see in the screen, 3 hours, 50 minutes, and it's up to you. It's totally like Udemy. Whenever you find time, you can just scroll through the videos, and it's more like Udemy. You can imagine that way. And sorry, I forgot to tell you, at the end of each video, I have given close to minimum 3 resources, 3 extra links or the PDFs or the articles or the videos to have a better understanding. It's totally optional. I have given at the end of each video. Yeah, so that is something. So altogether we have 60 plus resources as well. So for example, how to select a process, I'll explain you. I'll also give you the resources where you can find more information. Yeah, and taking the next question. One more thing, there are so many technologies. How do we decide which one to pick? So it's basically, I would say it's the automation first. So blockchain is something definitely that is having a very revolutionary role, but it's not that, what I can say, not in the current trend. It might take maybe next 2 years, but automation, which is already in the current trend, it's already trending now. Well, so my suggestion would be pick the automation first, and then definitely once you learn these particular skills, and it will not take much time. What is something which we are learning is the functional consultant knowledge. So please finish off this RPA and then definitely move to the blockchain. It's not that only one technology will help us. We should be an all-rounder. So I should be open whenever my company is implementing RPA, and also I should be capable enough to handle the blockchain or even cryptos as well. Yeah. So it goes that way. First preference will be automation. Yeah. And any other questions? Let me keep my laptop charged. Meanwhile, you can type the questions. And guys, any doubts on the course? I mean, the duration is something which I already answered. So anything like that? Yeah, sorry, I'm back. It's missed. Okay, sorry. Anand, the question, what is it? Yeah, Anand, thank you. Great introduction to one of my question. Recently, there was a bank audit. Yes, it's I audit. Correct. 30 seconds, I think. Yeah, it's 30 seconds, not minutes. What underlying technology they have used? Of course, it is RPA, man. It's not. It means it's not that they are using a bot to do this. They have already automated the activities using APIs, which I told, application programming interfaces, and of course, yes, it's automation as well, where they will be automating maybe with macros as well. And again, if you see, they haven't disclosed all this. They have simply told that I think they are focusing more on banks initially, as you rightly told. Correct. So what they told is that whatever audit sampling that you are going to do, they are going to do in 30 seconds. But as of now, we are not sure whether that will be happening in 30 seconds as they promised. Definitely, it will definitely extend. And what is the extent they are covering also, they haven't told. Is it limiting to sampling? Is it limiting to verification? Is it limiting to giving a judgment as well on the findings? So as of now, we are not sure. But talking about the technologies, I can definitely say it's RPA or the process automation. It's the application programming interfaces that they have used. Yeah. So as for even I'm waiting for them to share more details. Yeah. So Pravadan, hope I answered that question. And Srishti, yeah, is the course is live ready. Some Manoj, it's a recorded videos where I'll be available like this only. Like you can see my face on the top right corner, and I'll be explaining the things. It's not a live training as of now, but yes, if you have any doubts, I'll be conducting weekend sessions like this. There you can directly interact with me live. And of course, as I told, Telegram support will be available 24/7. No doubt in that. Whenever I see some question being posted, and you can see the history as well. The reason why I prefer Telegram is that if you join today as well, you can see what has happened in the last from the day the group has started. Well, you can see the instantaneous answers from my side as well whenever someone raises a question. Yeah. So my request is just avail this opportunity. I think it's mentioned at a very low cost as well. I'm not charging more. It's just 1,000, and you will be getting at a net of 900 if you apply that coupon as well. So if you see any sessions on this website customization, if you want any more topics to be covered in this particular course content, you're welcome, and I'll be doing the videos and uploading in this particular page. Yeah. So it's totally up to you. You can maybe I'll recommend to spend 2 weeks, minimum 2 weeks. It's not that you sit one fine day and complete end to end. No, it doesn't go that way. Just take your time, hardly 2 or 3 videos per day, even that's up to you. So minimum 15 days if you spend now, where you will be getting a lot of doubts. If you spend more time and you can ask me, that time your learning will be huge. Yeah. So Manoj, how to pay the fee? It's all integrated. So it's like once you log in, first you need to log into the website, create your email ID password, sorry, user ID password, and you need to add to cart, and you can directly pay by using credit card or whatever, UPS, everything we cover. Like we are using Razorpay, so that yeah. So this is the place where you need to apply coupon. So I'll simply type to yeah. So once you apply this coupon like this RPA for CA, you'll be able to get it at just 900. And yes, this is something which is available for lifetime. That doesn't mean that you need to postpone this learning. Just once you subscribe for this, please finish it as soon as possible. But definitely yes, to benefit you. So that you can refer at any point of time, I'm giving it for lifetime. And any questions, guys? Yeah, Pravatan, audit process backed by auditing standard. If you implement RP in this audit process, of course, man. When we design these bots, no, I'll be covering those standards. That is what when I say even BRS as well. Yeah. So what are the rules for BRS? If so and so date, so and so check number, so and so amount, or even whatever to add. So I'm taking 3 criteria to match with 3 criteria in books, the same date, or even it cannot be on the same date, correct? No, entries cannot be on the same date that are reflecting on the bank statement. So date as optional, narration, check number as mandatory, amount as mandatory, should match with date as optional, check number, amount in the books. So this is the rule. So similarly, while I'm designing these tools on audit, I'll be designing complying with those standards. So that is where our involvement is required. So someone told me this is technical topic I need to learn. No, you need to help the designers by sitting next to them, saying that, so this is the standard, this is what control we want to have. Please design the board by incorporating that particular control. Once it designs that, you are the person to test that. Once you are satisfied, the product will launch to your company. So just see the role that you are playing, correct? So I think I'll just tell you the roles. I'll just show you even so that you will be able to understand what are the new roles that we have as a chartered accountant. Well, guys, these are the things. Sorry. Yeah, these are the various roles that we can play: subject matter expert, project managers, owners, representatives of RPA tools, designers, auditors, and consultants. So these are the various roles. And the question Pravdan asked will be falling under first one, which is subject matter experts. Yeah. So any further questions, guys? Srishti, blockchain, it's an ocean actually. So what I can tell is a ledger or a database which has immutability, where you cannot delete any record once it is entered into that particular ledger. So just to visualize for the time being, blockchain is a ledger. It's just like accounting ledger that we are writing and storing the accounting entries. It's just a kind of ledger where once the data enters, no one can delete. It's highly secure, highly immutable, highly scalable, and highly robust. highly speed as well. I think this I covered. Yeah. So with all these characters, there comes a platform which is called blockchain. Yeah. Definitely, yes. Once the process is automated, then blockchain is worth to implement. Correct? Say, for example, I implemented blockchain, very good. But what I'm doing, I'm manually typing the data to blockchain. Then there is no, see, there is a huge chance that I will type wrong data and that will be shown as a permanent record. That doesn't make any sense, right? So your company has implemented blockchain, but at the starting, what you're doing, you're trusting on the employees to enter the data. That makes no sense. Rather, once we deploy the bots and automate this particular process, and that is on blockchain, see the accurate, see the trust that particular database is holding now. And yes, RPA can be implemented to blockchain. Yeah. So any further questions on the support that I'll be offering along with the course, anything? So we'll wind up in the next 3 minutes. It's fine. I think I already exceeded by 10 minutes. Thanks, Srishti. And small thing, a small favor. I'd like to ask for a feedback on this course. Maybe it will not take more than 1 minute. And anyway, I'll be sending you by mail as well. But if it is okay for you, you can please fill this form. Thank you. And thank you once again, people. And it's been Sunday, but you still attended. Thank you, Pravada. And definitely, I'm sure you will be enjoying the course. I can show the reviews as well, but it's fine. You can just see whenever you are free and you can then decide. Yep. And you can find other courses as well, which is on Tally. And this is my course RPA. Yeah, this is on Microsoft Outlook. Just a minute. Yeah, Excel. And this is from free certification from CFA. This is on Outlook. So a lot of courses are there, a lot of stuff is there to explore. And you can see the pricing as well. It's just not even 4 digit. Yeah. So team, any questions, or we can wind up, and I'll share all these resources in a mail as well. And if you are already subscribed, thank you for that, and thank you for trusting me. That's something I need to convey you. Yeah. Yeah, no questions. I think we can probably conclude, and please stay in touch with me on the LinkedIn. Yeah, thank you, Sister. Yeah, I'll share my LinkedIn connection request as well. I mean, over the mail, you can just do me a favor by sending me a request. Yeah, thank you. Happy learning, happy automation.